What's up, YouTube? This is Too Raw for TV. So today, of course, is election day in New Hampshire. I think the polls close at 7 in New Hampshire, or maybe 7:30. I'm not entirely sure on that, but I'm guessing between 7 and 7:30 Eastern time. And of course, in the Iowa caucus, Trump won by a 20-point margin over his nearest opponent, who was Ron DeSantis. And of course, a couple of days ago, Ron DeSantis suspended his campaign. The only major candidate at least, left in this race is Nikki Haley, as far as opposition to Donald Trump. And it's crazy. Like, I told my boy 78, he made a point, like, it's crazy that Trump didn't have to enter one debate. Not one. And he still is in a very solid position. We're just starting the process, but still, you can see the inevitability of the dominoes falling in place for Trump to rack up delegates and win a convincing contest for the primaries for the Republican nomination. So I want to give my prediction about what's going to happen here. One of the reasons why some people feel like New Hampshire is good territory for Nikki Haley, New Hampshire has a lot of rural areas, suburban areas, and that might be better for Nikki Haley, whereas Trump does extremely well in rural areas. But then another thing people got to remember is Trump has a lot of crossover appeal. Even though Trump now resides in Florida officially, he was initially from New York, and Trump was seen as more of a New Eastern, moderate Republican, or moderate Democrat, depending upon his party affiliation at any given time. And he had some appeal to those people. Remember, both times that he ran for president, Trump has won an electoral vote out of Maine, so he has some appeal in the Northeast. So I wouldn't quite say that Nikki Haley is in a very favorable position in New Hampshire. I could be wrong. We all are wrong when we be trying to predict these things, but I get the impression that the bottom is starting to fall out as far as her campaign is concerned. The stupid quotes, the resurfacing of infidelity on her part. I mean, these are old allegations from probably over a decade ago, but they resurfaced because she's running for president, and it meets the election cycle, and whether or not you have Trump operatives putting it out there or not, it definitely makes her look bad. So at the end of the day, I know she's probably trying to make at least one last grand stand in her home state in South Carolina. The problem is, or the issue is, can she keep Trump to single digits? I think if she wins, then it's a whole new ball game. If somehow Nikki Haley wins, which I don't see happening, then we're in a whole new ball game. If she can keep Trump to single digits, that'll be a gross overperformance of her performance in Iowa, because now all these guys have stepped aside. So it's a two-person contest. So if she can keep Trump, say, 8, 9, or even 7 points, then that gives her a new breath of life, and that gives her some motivation going into South Carolina. But my thing is, and I believe, if anything, we're seeing Trump surging. And what I believe is, Trump is going to be even more dominant than he was in this Iowa caucus victory. My prediction, I think Trump wins about 55% of the vote tonight. I think Trump's going to win about 55% of the vote tonight. I think Nikki Haley is going to win somewhere around 40%. And the remaining 5% is going to go to the remaining field. So I predict a 15-point Donald Trump victory tonight. That's what I feel kind of safe with. I was initially going for 20, 25, but that might be pushing it. But that's what I feel. I think Trump's going to win about 55% to 40%. So I'm recording this at 4:25 p.m. If I'm wrong as hell, hey, I'm wrong. Flame me. If I'm underperforming it, say, hey, man, you on the right track, but you didn't go far enough. If I'm on the money, then, I'm on the money. Tell me what you guys think.